Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Big CJ, and welcome back to World 6 of Playing New Super Mario Bros. Wii with half my screen. I know it's been a minute. I've been trying to do some other adventures here and there with some stuff, but I am back. We're not done this series. We're here with World 6, and I'm very excited to go over this because part of this video was from September when I recorded most of these recordings, and I've now caught up to where some of these are from January. So you're going to see two different me's from 4 different months split apart. But I'm excited because this world was a interesting world to say itself. Some easy parts, some difficult parts. But let's get straight right into it, guys. First of all, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and make sure to hit that notification bell. I very much appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who has. And comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm going to beat this? I'm not sure yet, but we're going to find out. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. Alright, the first level we have is 6-1. Now 6-1, starting off with World 6, has a little bit of difficulty, and it kind of introduces that we are getting much more into the harder levels. Now, of course, I'm not saying World 5 wasn't hard, but this is definitely the later stages of this game, and it gets a lot more difficult over time. So with this level, it was mostly the spike characters. For some reason, they're blue. They throw the spike balls down instead of like the normal spikes. I think it's really the only difference. The difficulty with this level is just them unexpectedly and with these little rock walls. If you don't know about the rock walls, you either have a choice of climbing or like stepping on them, but I guess the platform is so thin that Mario can only face sideways or like towards you as you're doing the level. It becomes very difficult because just some things you can't expect at certain points.
Bro, that's way too fast! There's no way! There's literally no way. That is way too fast, dude.
And although, no, it was not the hardest level in the world, it did give me some challenges. I did die 13 times, and it took me about 19 minutes. So, not the easiest start to a level, but definitely not the hardest either. And a good way to freshen and start out the level playing with half a screen. Alright, now for this occasion, I had the choice of picking 6-2 or 6-3. I decided to do 6-3 because there was actually another level that was after 6-2, and I'd rather have just done one level and get through the bullet bills than do 2 levels. So I did 6-3. The level, it's a very weird level for World 6, you wouldn't expect it. This is a pretty cool level too at the same time. It kind of shows the underground pipe, going down inside a pipe and what that's like. A big thing about this level is the water going up and down. You have that difficulty. You have piranha plants that are bigger, going up and down on platforms. That becomes pretty difficult, especially that you can't see the whole screen, of course. And the most difficult part is those freaking blue beetles. The blue beetles are on this level. I don't know if I've said this before, but enemies that start from the top on the ceiling and jump down at you are always going to be a challenge because you can never, ever expect it. Unless if you just know the pattern and remember it, which, yes, I did eventually remember the pattern and got through it, but it does become a little difficult. And that's actually why, even though I took 14 minutes, which is 5 minutes less than 6-1, I only died 1 time less, which was 12 times. The blue beetles are just very unexpected, and there's not a lot I can do unless if I just get through it. So the main thing I have to do is just item push through it, just get hit, run through, and just finish the level. And I did that. So, yes, a very cool level, but also kind of a pain, but I eventually got through it. And although there were some fun parts about it, those blue beetles got really annoying after a while. Now the next level we have is the 6-Tower, and honestly, once again, like I said, sometimes these are really easy, sometimes they are really hard, and mostly it relies on how much of the platform is on the left side of the level. Now we saw with 5-Tower that was a big issue. This level, however, is actually not really that difficult, because although yes, there's a massive spike thing coming up at you at all costs and you have to be careful 24/7, there's a lot of platforming on the left side, and like I said, as long as I can platform on the left side, there's not really many issues. So yes, I can't see all the time. Most of the time I was able to see, and with that, I died only 4 times. Now, I did take 14 minutes, which is kind of long, but that was more just because I was being careful than whatever. And even then, I actually, 2 of the 4 deaths, I died to Morton twice, and that was just because Morton is a little aggressive in the boss battle, especially the tower one, and I wasn't used to it, so I died to him twice. But overall, this level is actually not that difficult, pretty easy tower. I'd say it's the easiest level that I've played so far, but I wouldn't say it was the easiest level I've ever done. Not gonna doubt the tower there, it's just that it was kind of easy when there was very minimal enemies and much more just the spikes, and as long as I could see the left side, I was all good. Alright, I know you're wondering, why am I showing this part here? To explain, most of the recordings I've done from World 1 to at this point were all in September of 2024, and I just kind of ran out of storage, so I wasn't able to record anymore. Well, let's just say I finally caught up to myself, and this is now January of 2025. So a good amount of these recordings are either January or coming up in February. I haven't done all of them yet, but yes. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because the drop in quality. Now, I did do a live stream, and I had to drop the quality in order for the live stream to work, and I didn't realize that it actually, I forgot to change it, so because of it, the quality is going to be dropped a little bit from this point on, so I do apologize in advance. Now, will it come back up? Yes, it will, but in this video specifically, the video quality has dropped a little bit. Not that it's awful, you can still see it clearly, it's just that it's much more the Wii quality than the high definition quality I normally have on the videos. So, nothing's really changed besides that. I just wanted to give a little heads up, just because I didn't want you guys to be confused why quality just dropped all of a sudden. It's my fault, I apologize, but I didn't want to redo it and fake it. I'd rather have kept it real. So, this is my realistic recording of me doing it the second half. So, continuing on. Alright, so quickly, I went into the Mushroom House. I actually did this in September, but the recording didn't save, so I just left the game before I could save. So this is me in January of 2024 doing this, and let's just say good results. 1 fire flower, 2 ice flowers, a penguin suit, and a tiny mushroom. And to start off playing after a few months is 6-5. Now, honestly, this was actually probably a decent level to start off with, because the main thing about this level was just the big spiky fish. If you don't know, we've dealt with this before in World 4. This is actually the Toad level that you would do. The only difference is that this is an entire level and is a World 6 level, so it was a little harder. It wasn't too easy. I died 8 times, but it did only take me 9 minutes. Most of them were just quick deaths from the fish, and I just immediately figured it out right after. I think most of it was from the first half, so kind of once I got to the second half, it wasn't as hard. There's not too much to say. It was just mainly the spiky fish. It's just a platform that at first was difficult, got easier, and then I got through it. So yeah, let's just get straight on to the next one. Now, this is where it starts to get a little difficult as we get into 6-6. Now, no, this is not the hardest level of all time, but let's just say this went from the easiest beginning to the really difficult second half. The first half, I actually didn't die once, and that was just mainly because it is a raft platform in the dark. This is actually a really unique level. You have to turn the Wii remote around to show light and to show the light in the dark. It's incredibly cool. And in the first half, I got to experience that. It was really fun to look around, and yes, I didn't die once. But in the second half, I did die all the other times. I died 11 times, and in total, this took me 16 minutes. Most of it was the second half, and the reason why was because there was bats. I've said this a bunch. A big difficulty with some of these levels is just creatures coming from the top, jumping at you out of nowhere. I didn't know what to do. It's unexpected, so a lot of the time I died from it. The trick I actually used to get by this was just that I was swimming underwater. Now, it didn't work first try, of course. I died from some cheap sometimes.
I could not. Okay, that is why. Oh no, that's harder than I thought.
But eventually, I just kind of found the pattern of how the Cheep Cheats move, and just took the risk of going underwater. It was just a lot safer than going above water and trying to jump all these bats that I could not see because I only have half a screen. And yeah, I beat it. It wasn't the easiest level, but a very unique level. I do really like this level overall, and probably would have been much more fun if I didn't have only half a screen. Now, quickly, I got a star. There wasn't much to say here. I just got a star, so here's me jumping. But before we could get to the castle, we have to go over 5-Toad. Now, there is one in the first half, but I actually avoided it. I didn't get to avoid it this time. This one is actually pretty difficult as a Toad level, and the reason mainly is because it's bullet bills. The left half, really easy. The right half, pain in the butt. You wanna know how difficult it was? It actually was so difficult, I actually didn't even beat the level. Now, I will say this wasn't something I put in my notes, but I did actually beat it at some point, but this was mainly because I just needed mushrooms. Initially, I did not beat it. I actually died 6 times, and it took me 3 minutes, but eventually one of the times I just walked by the bullet bills, like, on the map, and got through, and I was completely fine. But I had to mention this because this was a part in the video that I did, so I had to mention it. But I did actually beat it. I did eventually beat it. It just was when I was getting mushrooms. So, let's get on to 6-Castle. Okay, 6-Castle. Now, is this as difficult as 5-Castle? No, thankfully not. But, I'm not underestimating this level. This level still took a very long time. Now, the first half was actually pretty easy. This kind of introduced the rocking platforms that you're on, and at first this level actually looked pretty easy, and I was kind of hyped because I didn't have to do an extremely hard level. I died 7 times in the first half, which actually is pretty good for a castle. There is some dry bones, there is a few things here and there, but it is mainly the second half. Now, the second half, did I get rid of the platforms? No, but the big issue with the second half is the spike balls. There's a lot of spike balls. You will see on the top, spike balls on the top, and basically there's a little conveyor that moves up and down to let the spike balls up and down, depending on if the little conveyor goes down or not. And what's difficult about this is that I can't see them.
There's literally almost nothing I can do there. Oh, that sucks. It's a mix of that. I couldn't see certain enemies. It became difficult in that matter. Are you kidding me? No. Oh. There was just things that were kind of difficult, and well, in total I had 35 deaths, so I died 28 times. And I know you're thinking, oh, probably from Morton, right? No, I actually didn't die from Morton, surprisingly. So the 28 deaths were from the second half of the level. It was just a pain. And yes, I did eventually get through it, but that spike ball part was really difficult. And it was stressing me out. But thankfully that day I was actually in a pretty good mindset, so I wasn't as pissed off, but was not easy. The spike balls made it really difficult. Kind of got shocked by it when I first saw it. And yeah. So, how long did it take? 48 minutes. I think that's the second longest I've ever taken. I don't know, because I can't remember if 5-Tower was longer or not, but one of the longer levels I've ever taken. And yes, that concludes... No, it's not. Oh my god. Yes! Yes! Okay, I got lucky on the mushroom there. Whoa! I didn't think I was gonna beat that level.
Oh, fellas, you thought it was over. No, it actually is not over. I had to do the 6-airship. No, it wasn't the funnest, but I will say this. Good news is that it was not as hard as the World 4 version of this. Honestly, the big thing about this level was that, first off, it was scrolling, which I don't remember if the World 4 one did or not, but it wasn't as hard because most of it was just jumping on platforms that you could very easily do with only half a screen. And of course, multi-moles throwing wrenches at you. This also wasn't hard because of the timing. You just had the timing right and you won't get hit by one.
I did die 6 times, which is pretty impressive for an airship. It took me about 15 minutes. 2 of the times I died were actually from Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr.'s boss battle was a little bit harder than World 4's, and that was mainly because of the electrical wiring on the sides. It basically was a bumper car battle, but with the clown car. You got your own clown car. You basically had a bumper car battle with Bowser Jr. Ah! He swerved so well. Alright. It was actually a really fun boss battle, but it was also really hard because you couldn't see the right half. So I had to maneuver around to get around Bowser Jr. so I could hit him on the left side. And eventually worked. I got him and I beat him. It was actually a pretty fun boss battle, but also kind of stressful at the same time. He's being smart. I actually got him? Wow, he fumbled that. I was trying not to say anything there. What? I'm so shocked. That's what it was? Alright, that was a way easier airship than the last one. Now, overall, World 6 isn't the easiest world of all time, but I will say it definitely wasn't as bad as World 5. World 5 didn't have hard levels, but the tower and boss were just incredibly difficult. And to say, honestly, the castle was definitely the hardest, easily, but the airship wasn't that hard, the tower wasn't too hard, the levels were maybe a little more difficult, but overall not the worst world in the world. And also, I've always liked the map on World 6, so I've always appreciated this world in this game. So, yes, that is the end of it, guys. We are going to begin the World 7. Once again, guys, I want to apologize for the quality of the second half of the video. Did not mean to do that. I just don't want to, like, redo the video and try to get higher quality. It was a complete mistake. I did not realize when I was recording. I think I recorded 2 days while doing this bad quality. So hopefully the quality will go back up. It's not going to be a long-term effect. It's just mainly this video. And maybe a bit of next video. I got to double check on that. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this. We are going to get World 7 and World 8 in. And I am going to beat this challenge. I am going to do this. I'm committed to do this. And I am also thinking about doing other projects too. So I am excited for that. Once again, guys, make sure to subscribe if you have. I very much appreciate it. And of course, comment down below. Tell me what you think. I don't want to get too crazy about everything right now. But thank you guys for everyone that supported my channel. I very much appreciate it from everyone. Alright. Everybody, have a great day, okay? And goodbye. First time I faced them. World 7. Alright. Yeah, it's kind of difficult for the World 6. Now we're on World 7. Let's see, oh my god. I love this song, by the way. Hold on, I just want you guys to listen to this. Thank you guys for watching World 6, alright? From September to January. See you guys later.